Geese are disgusting. A Marvel fanfiction written by Hale_the_gay on AO3. Natasha Romanoff is fearless. At least, that's what the public thinks. And she'd like to think so too. Natasha Romanoff is mostly fearless. Natasha Romanoff is scared of geese. She hates how threatening they look and how they have teeth on their tongues. And if she's near a pond, they flap their wings and honk as she passes by. It sends a shudder down her spine and she runs a little faster. So, when Pepper suggests they have a nice quiet picnic day at the lake, Nat immediately shuts down the idea. "I don't think we should," she says, a little too quick for comfort. "Why not? It's a beautiful day, and I think the ducks are out," Pepper replies. "Which means geese are out too," Natasha murmurs under her breath. "What was that?" Pepper asked. "Nothing," she urgently replied. "All right, so we'll go to the lake." Natasha groaned at the thought, but she reluctantly complied and got dressed for a summer day along with the rest of her friends. Natasha descended the stairs, dressed in a pair of jean shorts and a striped tank top, sunglasses resting on top of her curls. Everyone else dressed in basketball shorts and shirts. They piled into separate cars. She slid into the driver's seat of her teal 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air, something she got as a gift from Tony a few years back. He knew how much she admired cars. She put her top down and let everyone else get in. Clint in the passenger seat and Steve and Bucky in the back. Tony sat in the driver's seat of his Porsche 911. Pepper sat next to him and Wanda and Sam in the back. They all sat down the road, Tony a little faster than her, making their way down to the lake. Natasha finally pulled in and Steve hopped out the door, sprinting down the walkway. Bucky quickly followed, a look of determination on his face. Clint opened the door to his seat and calmly got out. Natasha did the same, moving over to Wanda and Pepper. She was going to enjoy this day, no matter how many geese there were. Natasha hooked arms with Wanda and set off down the trail, as Pepper went to where the boys had run off to previously. Oh shit, Natasha thinks, as she sees a huge flock of geese near the boys. She almost flinches but holds it back. Natasha looks at her weird, and Natasha's almost positive she's read her mind. They near Bucky and Steve. Sam's been pushed into the pond and is surrounded by ducks as he looks on in disappointment. Bucky comes rushing up to her and grabs her by the arm, dragging her off to Steve. She rolls her eyes but complied. Steve held 2 huge geese in his arms, which were honking incessantly and trying to bite him. He didn't seem bothered though. He just held on tighter. "Nat, meet our new pets," Bucky presented. Pets? Natasha glanced between the two and stepped back a bit. "Yes, this one's Quack," Bucky said, pointing at the goose held in Steve's right arm, "and Ham." Bucky gestures to the one held in Steve's left arm. "Wow, that's awesome," she stuttered, trying to keep this under control. Steve was holding Quack out to her when Clint jumped in front of her. "Don't worry, I'll save you," he shouted, holding his arms in front of her as a block. Natasha masked her relief as annoyance. "What the hell was that?" Tony ran up, panting. "I was talking with Clint, and then he just looks up at you guys and says, 'Oh shit,' and then proceeds to sprint down the path." "Tasha's terrified of geese," Clint explains. Natasha Romanoff, the most terrifying assassin in the world, is afraid of geese. Did I get that right?" Tony held back laughter. "It's a perfectly reasonable fear," she shouted, throwing her arms up. "Oh God, I have to tell everyone. Geese are terrifying." "How about how Black Widow is afraid of geese?" "Perfectly reasonable," Natasha screams at him.